Welcome to the Advisory Finance Committee from the Great Hall, Town Hall of Plymouth, Massachusetts. This is the Advisory and Finance Committee. And the first thing I'd like to do is take roll call. So beginning with Ms. Butler.
Here.
Mr. Dunn.
Here.
Ms. Dunn. All right. Mr. Jacinto.
Here.
Thank you. I'm here. Mr. Malaguti just walked in. Ms. O'Connor.
Here.
Mr. Pizarro.
Here.
Mr. Ramey. Is that how, did I pronounce that correctly?
Here, and yes.
Oh, no. R.A. Miles Ramey.
Yes, Miles Ramey.
Thank you. Just want to get the names right. And Mr. Renat. Yes. Thank you. Ms. Richards.
Here.
Mr. Snyder. All right. Ms. Tompkins.
Here.
Mr. Trudell has walked in the door. And Mr. Vecchi is here. All right. Great. So we have quorum. Great. Tonight's meeting is a hybrid meeting with some participants attending physically and others attending virtually via video conference application. There are a couple of ways to watch. The meeting's airing on Comcast Channel 9, Verizon 47, and on the local scene streaming channel, which is www.youtube.com at plymouthmeetings.sls. Public comment. Any speaker giving public comment is allotted up to 5 minutes in which to speak. Public comment can be made at the beginning or end of each meeting or in regard to a particular agenda item the speaker wishes to be heard on. Zoom log information. Anyone wants to attend the meeting virtually, including members of the public who wish to give public comment, can use one of the following methods in which to do so. Join via the Zoom application. Download the Zoom app on your device, press or click on Join, and enter the meeting ID 995-2986-0638. The meeting password is 100131. Or you can join via the website. It does require a microphone. Go to www.zoom.us, click Join a Meeting on the top right-hand side, and enter the meeting ID of 995-2986-0638, and then the meeting password 100131. And finally, you can join by telephone, voice only, calling 929-205-6099, entering the meeting ID of 995-2986-0638, and entering the meeting password 100131. So with that, is there any public comment for this evening? We don't see anyone present here yet, and I know that Mr. Leonardo's online. Is there anyone who wishes to make a public comment? All right, hearing and seeing none, we'll move on to the first agenda item, which is a farewell from our former chair, Mr. Steve Neerman. Steve, you have the floor.
Thank you, Chairman. And I was thinking about keeping you guys here for, 5 or 6 hours and just like read War and Peace or something like that. But I wanted to go on a good note and not hate it as much.
Well, thank goodness for the 5-minute limit.
There is a 5-minute rule, and I'm going to keep it really short. I just wanted to thank all of you who are a part of this. I know you new guys. I kind of met you briefly, but it was a really great experience. I was on the committee for 5 years, chair for 2, and when I turned over the ranks to my colleague here, Mr. Lally, last month, I moved about 500 meters out of the town and off the committee. So I came back to say goodbye, so you wouldn't wonder what happened to me. But I wanted to say thank you for making this a really great experience. I learned a lot, and I certainly enjoyed being a part of something that was much greater than me and doing really great work on the committee. And the support that I got from all of you meant so much. It really inspired me and motivated me. And I wish you all a really great season coming up.
Thank you, Steve. Okay, great. Since our last meeting, we had a new member appointed, Scott Vecchi. That brings us to 15, which is a good feeling. And so, Scott, could you just share with the committee a little bit about yourself? And what was yours?
I'm sorry, I didn't know there was going to be a quiz.
No quiz, just, you know.
I'm just teasing. My name's Scott Vecchi. I was born and raised in Plymouth, actually a descendant of 7 of the original Pilgrims. Been involved in town politics off and on, different boards, different committees. Started out as a town meeting representative. Went on to the Charter Review Committee. Went from there to the Historic District Commission. From the Historic District Commission to the Plymouth Redevelopment Authority, to the last Charter Commission that we had. I ran for selectman last term, or actually it's only a couple months ago, it seems like longer. But I've been active and involved in the town, and you know, anything I can do to help make our town better is what I'm trying to do. And thank you for having me.
Great, thank you, Scott. All right, first up on the agenda, I've made an appointment to the Capital Improvements Committee, and Gail Butler is going to fulfill that role for the coming year. Second committee we're going to talk about tonight is the Audit Committee. And Ms. Barrett, Director of Finance, is here, and she and I are going to just run through a quick presentation. So if you don't mind running the slide, Lynn, and I'll start off, and then you can fill in. Is that all right? All right, so Lynn actually provided this history for me, but it was the Audit Committee was created by the Select Board in 2006, and then in 2012, they decided to abolish it as a committee of the Select Board and delegated that to Advisory and Finance Committee. And so this is a particularly important year, as you'll find out in a couple of minutes, but this Audit Subcommittee will meet at least 4 times per year. It is comprised of at least 3 members from Advisory and Finance, appointed by the chair no later than August, so I'm running out of time before I get in trouble. A member can serve more than 1 consecutive term, but since this is a chair appointment, I'm saying that you're appointed annually, just to respect that there may be new chair. And the staff liaison will be the soon to be hired, if not hired already, Assistant Director of Finance. So next slide, Lynn. And actually, Lynn, if you don't mind talking about this slide, because this is in your world, your realm.
Sorry. Lynn Barrett, Director of Finance, so welcome to all new members. I haven't been to a meeting in a little bit, so there's quite a few new faces here, so welcome. But the Audit Committee will recommend the engagement of our independent auditor who performs the required annual audits of the town. So they produce 3 reports for us, the annual financial statements, our single audit report, which is a federal requirement because we receive and spend over $750,000 worth of federal revenue. And then they also prepare what's called a management letter, which is recommendations for to improve things or something like that. So the Audit Committee itself would suggest any potential additions to the scope of the auditor's assignments. So a lot of times we'll meet with the auditors to have them look at specific areas that maybe that they could use as management letter comments, you know, for improvements. So this committee would help us in reviewing those things. They would review findings and recommendations with the appropriate boards and departments. So as the auditors make recommendations or changes recommended, this committee could assist in delivering those recommendations to the various departments. The committee itself would report back to Advisory and Finance on an annual basis, discuss any of the matters presented in the auditor's reports. And then the chair of the Advisory and Finance Committee shall recommend to the town manager, and the chair of the Select Board the report as approved by the Advisory and Finance Committee. So it's sort of come from the subcommittee up through to the Advisory and Finance Committee. Is there one more? Okay. Is that it? Okay. So one of the reasons why this is sort of, it's always existed, but the committee sort of was silent for a while because our auditors had basically like a long-term engagement with the town. We're recently experiencing some challenges with the auditors. They've been bought out by a couple of different companies. So I asked Joe if we could sort of get the committee revamped again, get some members on it, because I think our first order of business is actually going to maybe interview a couple of audit firms and make a recommendation to the town manager to hire new auditors.
So I think one very important function is the ability of this committee, the expectation of this committee to suggest potential additions to the scope. And again, it should be done at a fairly high level. So we're looking at the town as a system rather than zeroing on particular events, although particular events may raise questions that we may want to get answered by a particular audit. So I've already had 2 people express interest. Lynn is pressing me to get this committee settled before the end of August. And so if you are interested, please email me or contact me or text me or call me or something like that by, let's just say, next Monday morning, because I will want to come to a decision. At the moment, we'll start off with 3, but please express your interest if you would. Yes, Mr. Trudeau.
What days and time does this audit committee meet?
There's nothing set in stone, so we could really structure it around the availability of the members of the committee. I mean, we work Monday through Friday, but we work late on Tuesday nights. So, I mean, we're very flexible. And the assistant finance director, who is going to be liaison to the committee, the posting for that position just actually happened today. So it'll probably be a couple of months before we actually have someone in that role, but I will be assisting the committee, until that time.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The other thing is this subcommittee will elect a chair and, can determine things such as times and places to meet. And I think Zoom will be an option. It's going to be, it'll be a public meeting when this occurs. And I think we can have Zoom as an option.
Yeah.
Like we do for the budget subcommittees, for example.
Yeah, definitely.
All right?
Okay.
Any other questions? So again,
Thank
email,
you.
call, text. Anyone
Yep.
else?
Thank you. I look forward to working with all of
Okay.
you again.
All right.
Okay.
We have one more item. Particularly when we have new committee members. If you recall, last meeting, we dealt with a revolving account and a change in the budget. So I have a Lynn Barrett approved little primer on revolving funds. We had some people who were questioning, I run a business, I would never change, changing the budget's a bad thing. And I have an example to walk you through and see if that's still a concern. So Jeanette, do you mind pulling that up, that presentation up?
Sure, I didn't have that.
Okay, well, I happen to have it.
I thought that was the only one you said.
let's just see. No, yeah, it is working for me, okay.
Okay, you
All right.
tell me when and I'll try.
Great. Okay, I'll do it should I do it from here or over my seat?
I think you should go to your seat.
Okay. So first of all, revolving accounts are established by Chapter 143 of the Plymouth bylaws, and it authorizes revolving funds for use by the town departments, boards, committees, agencies, officers in connection with the operation of programs that generate fees, charges, or other receipts to support some or all of those expenses for those activities. So it's established under Mass General Law 44, whatever that subsection is. And in the presentation, which we'll make sure you get in the minutes, there's a reference to that, a URO with a reference to that. It's riveting reading. Probably worthy of note is that the annual budgets for these revolving accounts are approved by the relevant Advisory and Finance Budget Subcommittee as part of our budget process that begins in the fall, and we culminate with approval and our recommendations in the run-up to a spring town meeting. Next slide. So these are the kinds of things that can be in the revolving fund. Fringe benefits. The important thing here is that no liability shall be incurred in excess of the available balance of the fund. In other words, you can't spend more than you've taken in, right? The total amount spent during a fiscal year, again, shall not exceed the amount. And if there's a need for an increase in the total expenditures because business was better than expected, well, that's what we did last meeting. Is there one more slide? So, a typical reason, as I said, we have higher revenues because we budgeted to sell 100 popsicles at $10 a popsicle, and business was really good, and we sold 120 popsicles, so our expenses are up, but we also have $120 worth of revenue to cover the popsicles and perhaps a little margin on the side. So that's essentially what we did the last time, and that's just, it comes up every year or every time we try to do that. So this is a normal, if you've been involved in cost center accounting in a business, this is exactly what this is about. So anyone have any questions or concerns? All right, we're just drilling right through this. All right, moving on. We have minutes for July 9th of 2025. Jeanette circulated an amended copy this afternoon. For those of you that are new to the committee as of this date, which I think is just Mr. Vecchi, if you watched it on the meeting via YouTube or something like that, you can certainly entitle to vote. Otherwise, since you weren't at the meeting, feel free to abstain. So is there any discussion about the minutes? All right, seeing and hearing none, is there a motion perhaps by Ms. Butler to approve the minutes from July 9th?
I make a motion to approve the minutes of July 9th.
All right, Ms. Butler first, and is there a second? Mr. Dunn?
Second.
Okay. So we have a first by Ms. Butler, a second by Mr. Dunn. Is there any discussion? Seeing and hearing none. Let's go down the list here. Ms. Butler, how do you vote?
I approve.
All right, Mr. Dunn.
Abstain.
All right. Mr. Jacinto. You're muted, sir. Oh, I can't hear you. If you vote for, please raise your hand. Works for me. All right. Mr. Malaguti.
Yes.
All right. Ms. O'Connor.
Yes.
Ooh, hard to hear. Mr. Pizarro.
Yes.
All right, Mr. Ramey.
Yes.
Mr. Renaud.
Yes.
Ms. Richards.
Yes.
All right, Mr. Snyder's not here. Ms. Tompkins.
Yes.
Mr. Trudell.
Yes.
Mr. Vecchi. Thank you. All right, motion carries with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 yes votes, 2 abstentions. All right, moving right along. Where'd our screen go? So last meeting, we had, I suggested some group norms, and they were essentially to show up, be present in the moment, to speak your truth without blame or judgment, pay attention to what's heart and meaning, and lastly, to be open to outcomes not attached to that. Since then, I've become aware of the guiding principles of the town that were reaffirmed on June 3rd, their June 3rd meeting of this year. And I just want to, from my perspective, our group norms that we suggested are certainly, I think, not in conflict with those. I did talk to the chair of the select board about it. And we don't have to go through them tonight, but I do think they are important, that we subscribe to those as well. So does anyone have any questions or want to have a discussion about that at all? Seeing and hearing none, we'll move on to the next. Some old business. Some of you, if you haven't, please, and you're due for it, please complete your conflict of interest online training. And also which takes about an hour. And then the ethics certificate, which is reading some things and certify that you read it, takes about 5 minutes, again, online. And then lastly, in the meeting, or the agenda for the meeting, there's a URL to some material that was made available during an open meeting law training held by the Attorney General's office, and it's been held several times this year. There are a couple of more opportunities, and if you go to the MassGov website, you can find those, but there's a handout of about 47 slides. You may find it interesting if you want to know a bit more about open meeting law. So that's that. A couple things here. Jeanette, I think we want to announce that we are canceling the meeting that's on the calendar for September 4th. So that meeting is canceled, and we will be meeting as things stand now on the 10th and the 11th, as well as the following Wednesday. We may be able to make a call about that Thursday meeting on or about the 3rd, if not sooner. So lastly, just from an administrative detail, probably tomorrow morning, you will get an email from me asking you to complete a form about your availability for precinct caucus meetings. I'm having a difficult time getting a response from the chair of the chairs of the precincts. Mr. Neerman will certainly smile in envy at this point. But I'm hoping we'll do that. The schedule I'm advancing is that we will meet Monday through Thursday only, starting Wednesday, October 1st, and ending on Thursday, October 16th, which is 2 days before town meeting. My hope, typically, they're going to have to be in-person meetings wherever the precinct meeting is held. Very few of the precincts offer a hybrid option. And in general, you'll only be asked to attend 2 of them. So the questionnaire will ask your availability for each of those days. Some of those meeting dates are conflict with administration and finance. I ask that you, assuming you are available to attend administration and finance meetings, that you also indicate that you're available to do a caucus meeting, and we'll go from there. So any questions about that? And if you have any questions about the survey, you can respond to the survey email letting me know. All right, we're down to the last opportunity for public comment this evening. I see no one present in town hall. Anyone in the Zoom world that wishes to make a public comment? All right, hearing and seeing none, it's time for that favorite time of the evening. Mr. Jacinto, would you care to make a motion to adjourn for the evening?
Motion to adjourn for the evening.
All right, second? Mr. Malaguti, would you care to second that?
Second?
All right, any discussion? All right, hearing and seeing none. Ms. Butler?
Yes.
All right. Mr. Dunn?
Yes.
All right. Mr. Jacinto?
Yes.
Thank you. Mr. Malaguti?
Yes.
Ms. O'Connor?
Yes.
Mr. Pizarro?
Yes.
Mr. Ramey?
Yes.
Mr. Renat?
Yes.
Ms. Richards?
Yes.
Ms. Tompkins?
Yes.
Mr. Trudell?
Yes.
And with that, we're adjourned at 26 after the hour.